Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Genius Dog Challenge. This is our first ever live broadcast. Before we start, I want to introduce Claudia Fugazo. She's a researcher at ELTE University, and she's going to explain to us a bit about the project.
Hi, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Genius Dog Challenge. This is a very exciting event for me, for Shani, and of course for everybody who is involved in this. And I'm going to tell you just very briefly the story of this idea and of this project. We have been working on a research project on language learning and processing in dogs for the past 2.5 years, more or less. And I have to say that this has been a really surprising journey, or a journey rich of surprises. We started with several hypotheses to test, and we have had to change everything in the journey. And one of the reasons why is that we have actually found these very special dogs, what you will see live broadcast today. And we have found that these dogs are so talented and so special, so gifted, that we really couldn't believe our eyes when we saw what they can do. These dogs can learn so many object names in a very short time, while we actually struggle to teach our dogs even only a few object names, even despite training them very intensively. So this seems to be a very special skill that only very few dogs seem to possess. And we have been looking for such dogs around the world in the past 2.5 years. And in such a long time, with intensive social media advertising and word of mouth, we could find 6 genius dogs, what we will present you during this journey. And for now, you will see 2. Shani will let you know better. But I think I want to now give the microphone to Shani for her to explain to you a little bit how the Genius Dog Challenge works.
Okay, so you see here with us, we have two amazing dogs, and we gave them a week to learn the names of 6 new toys. Okay? And we have here at the top, we have Whisky and Helge. Hi, Whisky. Hi, Helge. And we have here at the bottom, Rico and Sarah. And you guys can see on top, we have another room with all the toys. And the thing we have, I said we gave them 6 toys to learn. But you see that we have many other toys on the floor. That's because we want to make sure that the dogs are not just bringing the toy that we want by chance, but actually retrieving the toy that they know. Okay? So why don't we start? I'm going to say the toy that the dogs should bring, and then both dogs are going to go get them. Guys, are you ready to start with the first toy?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So the first toy is going to be verde.
Verde.
Your dog.
Verde.
Ja, så flink. Ja, legg den oppi der.
Verde. Verde, corre por verde.
Så flink det var. Ja, så flink. Veldig flink. Ja, god. Ja.
Bien. Muy bien.
For a bit more than one chance. Okay, and the next toy that we're going to send, guys, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so the next toy is going to be silver. 3, 2, 1, send your dogs.
Silver.
Silver.
Ja, så flink. Så flink. Ja, godt jobba. Ja, godt jobba.
Silver. Corre por silver.
Godt jobba.
Corre por silver.
No fallo ni la flink, Whisky.
Bien. Muy bien.
A new toy back. So we need to place this toy back so we can continue with the test. So the toy that Rico brought is meaty. We need to put it back in the room with the other toys so we can ask for it later.
Yeah, come on. Sit. Yeah.
And then we will continue to the next toy. We already see that the dogs have learned 2 toys. You see how Rico is very happy to have his new toy in the mouth. Okay, guys, are you ready to move to the 3rd toy? I think Rico will have to drop the toy because you have 1 toy in the mouth, you cannot get another. This is a good time to tell you guys at home that are watching that. You see how much the dogs are having fun from this. For us, this is a test. For them, it's just another day playing with their owners.
Sit.
Okay, are we ready for the next toy? I think Whisky is ready. Okay, so the next toy is going to be Crocs. 3, 2, 1. Send your
Finn,
dogs.
Crocs.
Croc. Corre por el croc, Rico. Croc. Vamos, que está allí, Rico. Croc, busca.
Ja, så flinke. Ja, så flinke. Ja, du er så god. Ja, du er så god. Ja, veldig flinke. Å, du er så flinke. Ja, beste hunden. Ja, flinke. Sitt. Sitt.
Bien, Cinta.
That was super. You guys at home could see how much Rico was searching for this toy, and he didn't decide to bring just a random toy. He was really searching for this specific one.
Yeah.
Super. We're halfway through. The next toy that the dogs should bring. For Whisky, it's Pee-Pee, and for Rico, it's Lolly. It's the same toy. It just has 2 different names. Guys, are you ready? Send your dogs in 3, 2, 1.
Whisky, Finn, Pippa.
Lolly. Busca Lolly.
Ja, så flinke. Ja, du er så flink. Veldig bra.
Rico is very happy to bring this one. Okay, guys, are you ready for the next toy?
Yes.
Come on. Sit.
Okay, so the next toy is going to be Meaty. You can send your dogs in 3, 2, 1. Send your dogs.
Whisky, Finn, Meaty.
Rico, Meaty. Corre por Meaty, va.
Ja, du er så flink. Ja,
Meaty, mano.
ja. High five. Ja, se, high five. Bra. Ja, så bra.
Bravo.
Ja.
Super. Okay, guys, we're almost finished. We're now at the last toy. Are you ready for the last toy?
Yes.
Okay, so the last toy is going to be Volts. You can send your dogs in 3, 2, 1. Send your dogs.
Waltz. Corre por el waltz. Ah, no.
Waltz.
Waltz. Rico. Waltz. Ve. Corre. Waltz.
Ja. Ja, så flink. Godt jobba. Godt jobba. Sitt der. Se på kamera. Sitt der. Ja. Se, alle leggene. Ja.
Well done, guys. Okay, so I'm just waiting shortly to see the results, but I think we have, if I remembered correctly, 6 toys for Whisky. Congratulations, Whisky.
Ja, high five.
And Rico had overall 5 toys that he got correctly on the first time, and we also gave him 1 more chance, so he got 6 toys on the second time. Congratulations, guys. I think the dogs did amazing. Claudia, tell us what you think. How did this experiment go for you?
Yeah.
Well, I have to say that in 2 years and a half that I'm working on this project with this genius dogs, Whisky was actually the first one I met. And then we start to search for others, and Rico was the last one we met. But in 2 years and a half, I cannot habituate to see how these dogs can just easily learn words. As you have seen, and this is the first time that they are tested on these toys, they had a week to learn 6 new names, and they could perform so brilliantly. Both of them, Rico and Whisky, I mean, really, they learned the name of their toys in a week. And I also wanted to explain a little bit. Probably you have seen that at some point there was a name that was different from for the two dogs. We had actually decided that all of the toys and all of the names would be the same for the dogs, because we didn't want dogs to some dogs to have a more difficult situation, or maybe toys that are nicer, that may look nicer for a dog. So since we wanted to control for all of these variables, that all the toys would have the same name. But actually, this was a very difficult task for Shani, because she had to find toys that were different from all of the toys that these genius dogs already knew, because they already have toys and they already know the names of the toys. So not only the new toys had to look different from the toys that they had, but also the names should sound different from the names that they already had. And this was particularly difficult. And for example, now one of the toys would had to be named differently despite looking identical for the dogs, because for one of the dog, the name was too similar to another name of another toy that she already knew. So we allowed Helge to change the name for Whisky, and so this name sounded different, but the toys were the same. And I also wanted to explain briefly why the toys were in another room, because I think it's important. Many times we think that our dogs do know the name of some of their toys, but for us scientists, this is something difficult to prove and something difficult to test, because many times, while we are convinced that the dogs rely on the name of the toy for searching for the correct toy, they actually rely on little visual cues that we give to them. For example, we might be looking at a given object, and the dog are very good at picking up these little visual cues that we give to them. So in order to control for this possibility, we prevent the owner's view from the toy. So as you can see, Helge and Sarah could not see where the toys were, and they could not send the dogs with visual cues to one toy or another. They could eventually send them to the room where the toys are, but they could not point to the actual toy that was named. And this is why the toys were in another room. But overall, as always, I am breathless with the performance of these dogs. And I'm also, excited to having been doing science live broadcast for the first time in my life. And Shani too, I guess. So I will let Shani conclude this episode, but I already want to invite you for the next, which is going to be next week.
Yes, so these are the first two dogs that are participating. We have next week, we will have, we will have Squall from Florida, and we will have Max that is here from Budapest. They will be also doing the same challenge with 6 toys in 1 week. We will be here every Wednesday, okay, at the same time, so don't miss out. And I want to thank you both, Rico and Sarah and Helge and Whisky. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Claudia, thank you also very much for all the explanations. Guys, don't forget to subscribe so you remember to see us next time. Bye.
See you next week. Thanks to everybody involved. See you next week. Thanks to everybody involved.